What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Scott here, and I just wanted to make a quick video about my recent trip to Doha, Qatar to photograph the Qatar Grand Prix. This is going to be less about photography and more about the trip itself and why I chose to go to Qatar when there's 5 F1 races in North America, and I live in North America. I flew to the Middle East to go to one. That should be kind of a clue right off the bat, is that there had to be a pretty good reason for it, and there is one. It's financial. The cost to go to Qatar, I live in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, right on the west coast. The cost for me to go to Doha, Qatar, get 3-day grandstand tickets to attend the race, stay in a 5-star Wyndham Grand beachfront hotel in West Bay Beach in downtown Doha, was less than, at the time when I purchased them, was less than a 1-day general admission ticket on the Friday to the Las Vegas Formula One race. That is absolutely nuts. So I think in total I spent around 2,800 or 2,900 Canadian dollars. Like I said, I stayed in an incredible hotel. I was there for 4 nights. I went from Tuesday to Monday, but getting from Vancouver to Doha took from Tuesday to Thursday. It was about 26 hours of travel in total. I flew British Airways to London and then Qatar Airways to Doha, did the same flights on the way back. I sat in economy, but I paid a little extra for some legroom. All told, it was about $2,800 Canadian. The tickets to the race in Doha were $300 for a 3-day grandstand ticket in turn 3. The hotel in Doha was so cheap. It was like $140 a night Canadian. I can't get like the crappiest hotel in Seattle on a random weekday costs more than that, you know? Like it was outrageously cheap. But I just wanted to talk about, first I'll talk about photography at the race, which was excellent. The sightlines from the areas that you're able to go as a customer on the outside part of the track, so around the periphery, you have great sightlines. The general admission area in turn 1 is fantastic. The view we had from our grandstand in turn 3, also very, very good. But that's kind of it. You can't walk around the track. There's no perimeter trail or anything like that. And to be really honest, it's not finished. They've spent a lot of money to get this track ready because they've signed a 10-year deal with F1 to race in Qatar. They're not done, and it's not even close. So there was sidewalks that weren't finished. There was infrastructure not finished. There was rebar sticking out of the ground, wires sticking out of the ground. I think what you see on television, it looks very polished and very finished. That's the inside part of the track where all of the wealthy people are and where all of the media is. Like, for instance, I watched Kim Illman's video about the race and it looked incredible. And I thought, that's not where I was. I was on the outside part of the track with the regular folks. And it was fine. I'm sure they'll be finished in time for next year's race, which is, I think, moving to November or December, which is another sort of interesting thing about this race. It was so hot, for not only for the drivers who complained about it and, you know, really struggled with the conditions, but as a spectator, you know, it was 36 degrees at night. They were evening time races, I think 8 p.m. local time, give or take, for the main sessions of each day. 36 degrees and 80% humidity and 60 kilometer an hour winds on the Friday and the Saturday, especially the Friday. The Friday was really something. Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. So if they can move that race to later in the year when it's not so hot, I think that would be better for spectators and better for the drivers. Doha itself is a very modern city. They built a lot of stuff for the World Cup. It is so hot. It is so hot. And I'm Canadian, so yeah, I'm a little soft when it comes to heat. But it was 40, 41 degrees every day. So you couldn't really do anything outside for any great amount of time. There's a lot of really great infrastructure to keep you indoors. The metro system's incredible. City Center Mall was nice and air conditioned and had everything you could ever want. Yeah, if you're looking for somewhere to go where you can find every cuisine of the world, including stuff that like I'm used to from where I live, and also Asian food, South Asian food, Middle Eastern food. There's everything, and I don't drink, so being in a country like Qatar was right up my alley because they had all kinds of non-alcoholic beverages and whatever. Anywhere that I went, I was well looked after. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. I think I had a good time. I went with my friend Alan, who is a local restaurateur for, I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about the Hog Shack and Cove Kitchen before. Those are his restaurants. And yeah, we had a good time. For the money, I think it was definitely an experience that I enjoyed and that I'm glad I did. Would I ever go back? I don't think so. I mean, I've done it. I've been there. I've seen Doha. I didn't get to see as much of it as I wanted, but yeah, I don't. Other than F1, I don't really have a reason to go back. The people were super friendly, and yeah, overall, I had a great time. But the weather and just the heat, they were just absolutely intense. There's no other way to describe. Definitely from a photography point of view, I got some shots that I was very happy with, and as a McLaren fan, it was a great weekend because yeah, McLaren was on fire at that race. So yeah, I'm gonna try next year. I've got a big trip to Europe with the family, so I don't think I'll be taking in any F1 next year. I'll definitely be going back to Portland for the IndyCar race to photograph that again. I'm going to probably swing media credentials for that one just to get some different access. But yeah, great trip. I love F1. I love all motorsports, but especially, F1, IndyCar, Formula E, World Endurance Championship, IMSA, all the kind of more high-tech stuff. That's really my jam. So it's been fun getting to photograph a bunch of motorsports events this year, and I look forward to doing it again next year. Anyways, that's my little wrap-up of F1 in Qatar 2023. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.